Hello, 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 and welcome to not the 5th episode, not the 6th episode, not even 7. We're gonna jump to number 10. I was like, wait, how do I do this?
I couldn't figure it out if I was gonna do 5 and 5 or 1 and 0.
Number 10. 1, 0. We made it to double digits.
We've made it to double digits.
Well, happy birthday to the podcast. We made it to double digits.
A shout out to the podcast.
Shout out to Pure Mission Properties. Also, I forgot to let you know, we got declined by the governor again.
Hey, you guys. We've extended an invitation to the governor. We would love to have the governor on the podcast so that, to give us an insight of what her perspective is or outlook of the direction of our economy and
Michigan's real estate.
Real estate.
And honestly, just kind of pick her brain on some business as well.
Yeah.
And just kind of have that conversation with her. So yeah, we did get declined. So
hashtag the governor's office.
If Governor Whitmer is tuning in, you have an invitation on to the Pure Mission Properties podcast, and we would love to have you. Just shoot us an email, and we can make it happen. Simple as that.
That's it.
But let's just jump right into the episode. Do you want to tell the viewers a little bit about what we're going to be discussing?
Well, you guys, if you are interested in owning your own time, if you're looking to become your own boss, and you're looking for purpose maybe, if dreaming big is one direction of your life that you're looking to go in, then this is the episode for you. And so I'll let Dylan introduce us and stick around as we reveal information that you will need.
Yeah, so in today's episode, I think you put it together really nicely. We're going to be telling you how to become a real estate agent. Real Estate 101, how to get your license, get into the business, and become your own boss.
Yeah.
To where you don't have to answer anyone. You work when you want, how you want, as long as it's within the legal limits.
That's right.
To keep your license. Because you might not be licensed for very long.
Yeah, no, long as within the legal limits.
But really, and also how to earn an income that's not capped. You don't have a salary. You can make as much as you want.
That's right. Unlimited opportunities.
Oh, I love that. Unlimited opportunities. That's really what this career is about, the industry.
Yep.
And then another thing about real estate too is we work on the residential side heavily, but there's so many different areas of real estate. So that even if you're not interested in the residential, there's commercial. There's so many different avenues that we can go down in this episode, but we're going to stick to specifically residential real estate. Licensing is all the same though.
Right. That's one thing I think it's important that they know, that the licensing process is the same. Yeah.
All you really need to get started in the real estate industry or working in it is to get a real estate salesperson's license. And then after that, you can kind of pick which area you want to go into. For us, we chose the residential side.
Well, without further ado, welcome.
Hey!
Again, you're joined with myself, Shonda Wather, and...
Hello, I'm Dylan Mostyn.
Dylan Mostyn. So let's jump into it. Dylan.
Let's do it.
Tell me a little bit about your journey, your pre-licensing journey. How did you get started, rather?
Yeah, for sure. So I have a lot of family members who have got into real estate. They more focus on the commercial side. So for me, real estate was in my family. It's kind of been already an idea, and I knew as soon as I got into college, I wanted to get into real estate. So I kind of started doing my own research of how to get licensed, and there's so many different avenues you can go down when trying to get licensed. There's in-person classes, there's online, there's like Zoom calls you can do. So for me, I was getting licensed at a time where I had a lot of other things going on, so I wanted to be able to choose my own time when I could get my license. licensing is a 40-hour course that you have to go through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then once you pass or complete those 40 hours, right after then you go for your state exam. And then you take your exam, pass it, and then you'll find a brokerage, and then that's when you become licensed.
And so where did you take your course?
So I went through the Michigan Institute of Real Estate. I did the online version. Basically, they have just different modules, and there's like a little timer on the screen. And for me, I just, each and every day, I had an internship at the time.
Okay.
So during my internship, I wasn't really constantly busy. So the times I didn't have much going on, I would literally just study for my exam. I would have my Google Docs page, and I'd be taking notes while listening to the instructor's videos while I was also working, and I did my internship and got paid. So I was like, it was kind of funny. I was like, oh, I'm getting paid to get my license, but that was my circumstance. Tell me a little bit about how your idea even sparked and how you got started.
So the ideal of real estate sparked for me. One day I was working in traffic management, and I just no longer felt like it was safe.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the job, loved it. I absolutely did, but I also have a family, and there had been some instances where distracted drivers had almost struck me. And so I had to make a decision, and this one particular day, as the viewers or listeners may have heard me say before in previous episodes, everything was intentional. My thoughts were intentional. Waking up in the morning, my prayers was intentional. I had to find something else that I felt would be purposeful for me.
Right.
And I guess it was kind of like a manifestation, right? And so my thoughts were real estate.
Mm-hmm.
And then leaving work out of the driveway, not even 30 seconds, I get a call again from David Fisher, the realtor.
Yeah.
And so that is how I began my journey. I just felt at that point, this is it.
Okay.
And so what I ended up doing was doing a little bit of research. I didn't do much research,
Mm-hmm.
but I found this company, NCI and Associates,
Okay.
where Jack Waller, he's a familiar name in the industry, is head of the institution. And much like yourself, I did my classes online.
Okay.
And I'm not an online learner.
Mm-hmm. So what made you go choose the online route then?
Well, they weren't offering in person at the time.
Okay.
You know, this was last year,
Mm-hmm.
right? So not 2023, it was 2022. And because of the pandemic, they were not yet offering in-person classes.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so signed up for the class online, and the modules and everything, they're pre-recorded, so we listened to the videos. They provided the books
Mm-hmm.
online, and also I'm just not online. Like, that's not for me. And there was an option for us to order the actual textbook along with the study guide.
Mm-hmm.
And so I ordered the textbook along with the study guide. And it's a 40-hour pre-licensing course, like you said. And I think it took me, because I wasn't watching the videos every day,
Mm-hmm.
it took me probably 3 weeks or so, or something like that, somewhere, because I was working and in construction with CMI. We were working sometimes 16 days. There's been times I worked 20 hours plus. So I'm the type of person where I need to sit down and be focused, and so it did take me a couple weeks to get through all the videos and modules.
You went faster than I did. It took me a whole summer.
Okay.
I chose to go down like the very slow but steady pathway or race, I guess you could say.
Okay.
I mean, we talked about this off camera, but being on camera, we both are very much people that we like to know everything and anything before we move forward with something.
Indeed.
That's how my personality works. I know you said that to me off camera.
Yeah.
So that's why I really chose to go very slow, because if I didn't understand something, I paused. I didn't just keep going and wait and then I'd go back. No, I just was like, I need to focus on what I'm learning right now.
Yeah.
Because eventually, I mean, it's going to end up on your exam. So it's like, if I don't know it now, I'm definitely not going to know it then.
Well, let me tell you this, because that was not my mindset at first, right?
Okay.
And typically it is. You know, I need to know, I'm very detail oriented, so I need to know why this happened and why.
Right.
But at that time, it was, okay, I need to transition positions, right? Because this isn't, my job was no longer safe. I didn't feel safe.
Okay.
And I have family to provide for, right? So let me get through videos, and I listened to the videos, but I didn't retain the information.
Okay.
So it took me 3 weeks really to listen. I read a few chapters, listened to the rest of the chapters a few times. Very humbling experience for me, because I typically walk into anything that I do and walk out successful.
Yeah.
Right? When I sat down and took the real estate exam for the first time, I did not pass. So I had to go back, take time. I no longer had the option to listen to the recordings, because I had completed the 40 hours, but there's a set period after you complete the course that the videos are available to you.
Oh, so they locked you out.
Right. But I remember I had the textbook. So I had to schedule time off of work, and I read the textbook from cover to cover to get that full understanding.
And it's not like a small textbook where you can just like read, like it's like 10 pages. No. It's like, for mine was like, I mean, I wouldn't go as exaggerate as like a college textbook, but like it's close to that level.
Well, so I brought my textbook into the office one day, and there was a few other agents in the office, and they were like, why is that book so thick? And for those,
yours was thick. I do remember you bringing it out.
Yeah, and I think it's, you know, comparable to a college textbook.
Yeah.
So
mine was, I think, like half of what yours was. So, I mean, I know it took me forever to go through my course. I don't know how long it took you to read page to page.
So, no, I sat down. I went on a 30-day vacation for my job. And the last week and a half, I really sat down and, you know, came up with a schedule. And in a week's time, 8 hours a day, I set, you know, time block 40 hours. I read the textbook cover to cover, made the notes, put everything in a perspective.
Yeah.
So it wasn't just me reading it.
Right.
I had to figure out the process and put everything into perspective.
Well, also there is a difference between reading something but also learning it, right?
Correct.
So for me, like, I have to read things a couple times over for me to be able to digest it and learn it. Because I can read something really fast and like skim through pages, but I'm not learning it.
Right.
So for me, like when I was going through, ready to sign up for my exam, I genuinely was like, know what each word means and why it's in the definitions, the situations, right? Because that's really going to be the key to passing your exam, is not only reading it and learning it, but also understanding it as
Correct.
well.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and that, I mean, that was the whole goal behind it, because once I failed, and the funny thing about it is, the receptionist at PSI, I took my exam at the PSI in Southfield at the Crossroads building, 8 Mile Southfield area. And she sat there, she asked me, she said, "This is your first time?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "Really?" I said, "Yeah." I was afraid, so she was like, "You didn't do bad."
Okay.
You know, she was like, "A few more questions you could pass." And it made me feel really good.
Yeah.
Because after, you know, I see the fail and pop up, I just got discouraged, because I'm like, oh, well, maybe this isn't for me. because again, I wasn't used to not being successful.
Right.
You know, the first
Right,
time.
because that was the expectation.
Yeah, that's the expectation for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, personally.
And I read somewhere online, and it was like most people, or I think it was said most people fail their first time.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the second time usually they'll hit it and they'll pass it.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
You failed twice?
I thought I failed the real estate exam again.
Okay.
But here's the thing.
What's the thing?
I read the book cover to cover,
Yeah.
right? But I didn't do any of the math. So I read through the
Yeah,
steps
you missed
and
a crucial
everything.
part.
A very crucial part, and it's in every transaction. But I also was told that, hey, you won't use the math, right?
Yeah.
And once you actually enter into the industry.
So you're like, I can just skip it. I'll be fine.
Yeah. So the second time, I missed it by 9 points. So that was that. But
Just take that.
that's okay. I'm calling back. Yeah. Second time, I knew that I had to focus on math. So when I went back, flying colors.
Nice.
Yeah, flying colors.
That's all that matters. And it's so weird to hear, but every time like I've talked to like a top producing agent or like someone who produces at like a high level, they've always like I don't think I've ever heard someone say, "Oh yeah, I passed on my first time."
Well, here's the thing. I learned many years ago, and it's a scientific fact that we typically learn from our mistakes.
Yeah.
So if you're bound to get everything right the first time, that means you're really not going to learn anything.
And you're not growing.
Right from it. So I looked at it as, okay, this is another opportunity that I needed to learn.
Yeah.
But it didn't teach me, I'll say this, I think it taught me more about myself. Right?
Okay.
Being overly confident.
Yeah.
You know, and hey, I'm still overly confident.
No, as you should though.
But I just needed to, realize and humble myself in certain situations and circumstances.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I remember for me, it was like literally like the last day of my internship. And my internship was like real estate related. I was a leasing consultant, like I've said on previous episodes. So I remember my boss came up to me one day and I was like kind of like telling her like what I want to do with my life and like the path I want to go down. She's like, would you ever stay in the leasing consultant space? I was like, not really. It's not something that I'm like passionate about.
Okay.
I'd rather do residential real estate. And she's like, well, listen, if you pass your exam, because I told her I was going for my exam, she's like, well, hold your license here. You can have it here. You'll get bumped up to a certain position where you're not going to be using your license, but you will get like, you become more valuable to the company.
Sure.
So I thought about it for a little bit, but then eventually I was like, you know what? If I'm not passionate about it, then what's the point of me even doing it, right? So I literally think it was like 3 days after my internship ended. I took my exam. I did pass on my first time, which genuinely, it was kind of weird because I remember for me, I sat down, you get put at a computer station, you're going through, it's like it is a multiple choice. Thank God, too.
No, because
what?
Remember when you took the exam, right? The multiple choice, they change one word.
Yeah.
And it's which answer is likely to be or best fit the situation. Not that they're not all correct.
Right.
But which one is more likely to fit the situation?
That's what I think stumps a lot of people is because, like you said, every answer could be right. But it's like, what's the best fit for this question? And let me tell you, they trick you on these questions.
I thought I was the only one.
One word changes the whole answer. So if you're not reading the whole question and you just see like the first sentence and you're like, okay, I already know. No, you do not.
No, you
don't. You do. Read the whole thing. Take your time. I forgot how much time they give you. I think it's like 90 minutes.
3 hours, three and a half.
Oh, I think you're right. Something like that.
Yeah. It's
around
3 hours.
Around 3 hours they give you. And I forgot how many questions. It's like 70?
I can't remember, But I'll tell you this, because the third time I took it, I was really just clicking, and I'm like, you know what? My eyes, I don't do well with online testing because the computer, sitting in front of the computer hurts my eyes.
Okay.
Right? And then I have test anxiety. So I sat there. The second time, I sat down and went blank.
Okay.
I'm sitting there like, okay, I don't remember anything that I studied.
Right.
But the third time, I just read it and just answered the question. So when I saw a pass pop up, because in my head I was like, oh no, I tried my best.
Yeah.
I did put my best effort for it, and it was like, oh, pass.
Yeah.
And I was surprised. I was shocked because again, they ask you these questions, and they're all, they all fit. But
right. You have to put your mind in like a different state to where you're actually like, okay, what would they want?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because sometimes I'm like, oh, that's right. No, it's not. I remember for me when I finished my exam, it's like, oh, submit your exam or something.
Yeah.
I clicked the button. I think it said pass or something like that.
Yes,
and I remember I sat there. At first I was like, oh, is this just meaning that like I passed like completing the exam? Like I was so confused. I sat there for like a good like 3 minutes. I was like, pass. Like, did I pass the exam or do I just like pass like you finished? Like, congrats. Like now go get your results. So I walk out to the lady who's like conducting the whole thing.
Right.
And she's like, oh, congratulations. Here's your pass results. Here's the website to go get your license, all that stuff. And I remember I still walked out confused.
I was in a state of shock, and also my process and my journey was a little bit different than yours. And here's how. I heard you mention that you picked your brokerage firm afterwards, right?
Yeah.
After you were licensed. After speaking to David Fisher, I came into the office and I was interviewed and had an opportunity to speak with, the leadership team. And so at that time, I was invited to the study sessions. Not that I took advantage. I remember the first time, overly confident. But the second time, I came in and sat down with our broker and during his study session, and he really helped me with the math. He asked me a series of questions that typically show up on the exam, and he was like, how did you not pass it? And I'm like, because it told me fail.
It's the exam's fault, not mine. I don't know what they got going on there.
Tell me I failed. Because I really didn't understand how I didn't, because I digested the information, I put it into perspective.
Yeah.
And so, it was the math. I had to, and so they print out the results. They do print out the results, and they tell you, hey, out of these many questions, here's how many you got right or incorrect or whatever.
Yeah, they like break it down.
Yeah, it's a breakdown.
Yeah, they'll be like, oh, in this section you got whatever. What was I gonna say? I remember for me, I got super lucky because I chose the Michigan Institute of Real Estate.
Okay.
There was another option when like you're purchasing your course, you could purchase a study guide or a study tool, I guess you can say.
Okay.
And what it would do is it had like questions. It was like basically the same format. Some of these questions on the study tool were the exact same questions on the exam. So I remember I would read it, I'm like, oh, I know exactly. Because I would take hours, like at least 4 hours each day when I was at my internship, just to go through the study guide and the sample questions. And I literally would memorize it. Oh. And I remember I'm like, oh, I felt so confident going into my exam. Well, no, during the exam when I saw the questions, because I was like, oh, I already know this, I know this.
Right.
And so,
you okay?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. So it made me feel really good, and it kind of boosted my confidence going throughout the whole exam, because there's definitely questions you're going to be like, I have no clue.
And you know what, that's good that, you mentioned that, because that is true, but for me, I didn't retain the information, and I also, I don't know, I didn't think like, hey, memorize or the questions.
Yeah.
That is one way. That's definitely one way. What I did do is, as I was reading the questions that final time, I removed me out of it and tried to enter into the mindset of whatever was relative to the question. So is this a question that a buyer needs to know? Or, is this question related to the sales side, buy, what side of the transaction?
Right.
And I was able to answer it from that perspective.
I like that. Because, we kind of talked about this. Is like, as I was reading the question, I kind of like paint the picture of what's going on in the situation. And kind of, like you said, like kind of like visualize it.
Yeah.
And like take yourself out of it.
Yes.
Right? See the situation at hand. What would the right answer be?
Yes.
That's really what you have to go after.
Yeah. So, I think that's some good advice for anyone, interested in taking the exam. Real estate, for me, has freed up. Well, it has not freed up any time.
But it's probably taking more time right now.
No, absolutely. But it has allowed me to own my time, right? So
yeah, I love that you said that.
Yeah. My days are, I plan my own days. And so,
you don't punch out, you don't punch in. Yeah. You work how you want, when you want, with who you want.
Absolutely. And I think for anyone interested in real estate, it's beneficial to know and understand that just, first visualize what you want business to look like for you.
Yeah.
And, while the process includes taking a salesperson's licensing course, think about everything else, the bigger picture. What direction of real estate you want to apply it to?
For sure. Kind of like how we touched in the beginning, there's so many different areas you can go into.
Yeah.
Even with just like specifically residential, do you want to do? Some people only focus on sellers. Some people only focus on buyers. Some people just do investment. Like, there's so many different areas. Yeah. So having like that picture painted in your mind beforehand really just gives you an advantage.
Yeah.
In the long term.
Yeah. Helps you, discover new lands, new opportunities, bigger adventures.
For sure.
Whatever you can imagine.
So, as we wrap up this episode, I thought it would be a great idea. Let's just give one tip for anyone who's going for their license. What would you say? Or a piece of advice?
I would say just try to digest the information with the mindset of knowing what part of the transaction it applies to, a question or a section applies to.
Yeah.
That was it. I think that's it for me. What about you, Dylan? Tell me.
I would say slow and steady wins the race. Do not try to rush through it. It's not worth it to you. It's not worth it to the people that you're about to
service.
Exactly. At the end of the day, we have a fiduciary duty to our clients to provide the best kind of service we can.
That's right.
And your service starts as soon as you start the idea of thinking about real estate.
Well, and one thing I like to add, never stop learning.
Yes.
So my advice is to never stop learning. After I passed the real estate exam, I read the book over.
Oh, did you really?
I did. And periodically I still go and revisit the book.
Okay.
So.
And I love that you said that, because continuous education or improvement on our craft is how you become the best of the best, right? At the end of the day, there's certain people that will just like stop learning, and like they're, I don't want to say stuck in their ways, but they're in a way paralyze themselves, right? They're not continuing to grow, learn, and enhance their business.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, we're our own bosses, right?
Yeah.
As a boss, for me, I think it's so important to be able to continue going out there to try to grasp new information, new ideas that are going out in the world. because that just equips me with more tools in my toolbox.
That's right. And this is a trusted process that our clients, you know, they
lean onto us.
Yeah, they lean on to us for. So I don't want to be the one on the other side that don't get it right.
Right.
You know, so
especially when we're dealing with someone's biggest asset.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I take pride in checking my, you know, dotting my I's, crossing my T's, checking to make sure that, hey, this is done correctly. So.
And if you go in with that mindset, you're setting yourself up for so much success.
I would agree. And so I guess that would be the last tip that I have.
Yeah. That I would agree. I think just going for me slow and steady, learning as much as you can, digesting it all.
Yeah.
I will say, a lot of the information on the state exam you will not be using each and every day, to be fair.
Yeah, not each and every day.
Yeah.
You know,
but it's important information to know.
Yeah.
For sure. Like,
it'll come up probably sometime in your career, depending on.
I definitely agree.
Yeah, the avenue.
I just to explain that, I kind of say what I said was just like, you're not going to use it each and every day.
Yeah.
Like, you're probably going to walk out of that when you first get into actual real estate. You're probably like, why did I have to learn that? It'll come up. It'll come up. But also, it helps you stay out of jail too.
Right.
So that's also a huge thing. So if you want to, no, thank you. Or get your license pulled from you.
Right.
That you definitely don't want that.
No.
But that's kind of my advice: is just go slow and steady. Try to learn as much as you can, and then if you have questions or you want to get more information, how do you get in contact with? How do they get in contact with you, Shalonda?
Well, anyone that is interested, I would love to help guide you through your process. So you can reach out to me by calling 586-339-8321, or you may email me, Shalonda, spelled SHALAUNDA @kw.com. Feel free to text as well, and I'll respond typically within 24 to 48 hours. Dylan, what's up? Tell them.
You can get in contact with me by my phone. You can call or text to 248-891-9860. Or you can go on my website to learn a lot more at dylanmostyn.com. That's spelled DYLANMOSTYN.com. There's a contact button on the top right. Click that and let's talk. Simple as that.
Hey guys, if dreaming big and being your own boss and owning your own time is something that you like to do, and real estate is the way that you like to, in the direction you like to move forward in, then we're here to help.
For sure. And like I said, if you have any questions, concerns, comments, reach out to us. We're here to help you. Okay. And if you're looking to join a brokerage in Michigan, reach out to us. We work for a great brokerage, but we'll definitely point you in the right direction for where you're looking to go. And we're excited to hopefully see you guys start on your real estate journeys.
So, talk with you next time. Thank you for tuning in. # the governor.
Yeah, # governor, but we're not done with her yet.
So we'll see you all next time. Thank you.
Bye, guys.